be making this Christmas tree decoration. We will crochet a half circle and then fold it in to get the tree shape. Like this. And before folding it, we will make these decorations and then we're going to sew it together using beads, or you can use sequins or whatever to sew through. What you need is green yarn. I have two different kinds here. This one's wool and this one's cotton. And then some glittery threads. This here shiny and this is golden color. And a crochet hook, a needle, beads, or you can have any kind of sequins to use as decoration. So first we are going to make the semicircle. We start in the middle and go back and forth. It can be different sizes. This one has 8 rows and this one has 10 rows. Just depends on how big you want it to be. First we chain 5 and make it into a ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and use a slip stitch to make a ring. And then we'll make 8 double crochets to go into it. First I'll chain 3 for the first double crochet. 3, and then just double crochets into this. And another one. And so on until you have 8, counting this here chain. So here's 8, and then chain 3, turn the work, and then we go back here so that we make 2 double crochets into each stitch, 2 into each. So into the same one here. And then the next one, and the one after that goes into this here same stitch. That means that you will end up having twice as many stitches at the end. So 2 into each one here, and now you have 16 stitches. And then you continue the same. Every row goes basically the same way. You start always with 3 chain stitches and then making a double crochet into the same stitch where that starts. What is different is that as it grows, the number of stitches between the increases. In other words, where you have 2 stitches in the same stitch increases. So at first we'll have 1 stitch where you don't increase. You don't put another one there, but then in the next one you do. So 2 here, 2 into the same stitch, then again just 1, then 2 there, 1 there, and so on. So you will continue like this until the end of the row, like this. Then again chain 3 and turn, and 2 into the same stitch. And on this row you will have 2 double crochets without increase, and then on the third one you increase. So 1 stitch here, 1 here, but the next one will have 2. And this is how you will actually continue until you get a piece that is as big as you want it to be. Every row you increase the number of stitches in between the increases. Here's a chart now of how you will be doing it. So here it is. And next I'm going to make this here border on it. So I'm taking the glitter thread and a crochet hook again and starting here at the corner of the round bit. And we are going to make a picot edging. First, just get the yarn through and using both strands of the yarn, chain 1. That's just a start. And I'm leaving the end of the yarn inside my stitches. 1 single crochet first, and then we'll make the first picot. First chain 4, and then a slip stitch to the single crochet where we started the chain. Just pull right through like that, and then 3 single crochets just into each of the next 3. So there one, then another one, and 3, and then you make another picot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and attach it to the bottom here using a slip stitch straight through. And then again you continue like this. So now I'll again make 3 single crochets, 2. Okay, now this one has been inside the stitches long enough, so I leave it out and then I can just cut it. 3. And then you'll make another picot here. So this is how you go round right through the whole of the round bit here. That's it done. And then we need to do this other one. I'm taking a different color glitter thread. I'll make the chain on here. So first of all I'll put my hook through the first gap between the stitches, get my thread and make a chain around the border so that it stays there. And then what I'm going to make is simply chain stitches staying on this here same row right through, but so that my yarn is at the back, but I make the stitches to the front. So hook through the gap between 2 double crochets, get your yarn from the back, pull it through here and straight through the stitch. So that's like chain stitches but with this here in between, or slip stitches. Hard to know what you would actually call it. And the same thing all again. Get your yarn and pull it straight through. You need to stretch this stitch a bit so that it doesn't start tightening this here that we are crocheting on. So this is how I continue. Getting the yarn straight through and then pulling a bit so that my stitch isn't tight. If you haven't done this kind of crochet before, it might take a little bit of time to get used to holding it so that your hook is on the different side than your yarn. So it looks like this with the stitches on the right hand side, and at the moment it looks like that at the back. But this is how we'll go until the end of the row. There, I have done all of it. And then I'm going to make a row of stitches on the other side, just so that it shows a bit more than just this here thread that is in there at the moment. So don't cut the yarn, but turn the work round. I'm on the back of it now, and then what I'll simply do, I'll pick each one of these and make single crochet into it. First I'll chain one to get round the corner, and then putting my hook through the loop that is at the back there from the previous row, I make a single crochet, and the next one the same. Again, here don't tighten them too much so it won't pull, and this is how you continue. One single crochet to every stitch at the back to the end of the row. There. And now you can finish off the threads you have hanging here, and then we'll fold it and attach it. For this other one that is darker green, I used silvery thread, so it looks slightly different, of course. Next, we are going to fold this into 4. You don't start in the middle, then it doesn't fold nice, but a little bit to the left from there. So first there, then so that you always fold it here at the same spot, that there, and then the rest. So this is what it will look like when it's folded, and then you need to just sew through it using beads or sequins or whatever, so that it stays this way. I also put some beads at the top, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beads, so that they keep it together. So I threaded a needle and have a knot at the end, and then I'll just get a bead, start here, and a bead, and I'm going to sew through all the layers, so right through to there, and back. You can put it through the bead twice if you feel it needs it. There, and then I'll pass the yarn so it doesn't show, say in there, and just put another bead there. And this is how you continue until you have enough so that it stays together, and then at the end make a loop to hang it from. So at the end it will look like this here.